I am pleased to have you return to my Coin Lady channel. You shouldn't ignore Axiology if you own XRP. Plus, I'll be covering a lot of ground in this video that relates everything to the $30 to $50 trillion that might eventually be traded on the XRP ledger. To quickly recap, it was Anthony Welfare, a former employee of Ripple, who initially informed me about Axiology. I must say, I was pleasantly surprised to hear about the initiative for the first time. The combination of Axiology and Superhow sounds like a really fascinating endeavor. The slide has further information. Photo distributed. You might want to focus on the beginning of the project, which is called Phase 0. Phase 0 involved testing the concept and developing a private XRP ledger, sidechain, to issue securities. It was finished at the end of 2022. The private equity of the company was then issued on the sidechain using this. Even though there are no fees set up for this phase, the solution is open to using native XRP or any other coin on the XRP ledger sidechain. The first stage, which is now underway, will evaluate our CBDC merger or management with a settlement coin to see how fast settlements work. And this is where we could observe it in action. Here we have the comprehensive project outline. Presenting the slide at hand. I have been tracking this decline for a very long time. Additionally, we have the new form of regulated institution known as the Distributed Financial Market Infrastructure, FMI, whose axiology is XRP, as well as the blockchain-based technology layer 4, DLT, the transaction settlement system, and the EU's DLT pilot regime. Accordingly, the EU DLT pilot regime law thoroughly regulates this, and it is essentially built for institutions. Distributed FMI for tokenized assets is the new value proposition. That is extremely important. For context, tokenized securities, the DTCC settles $3 quadrillion worth of securities per year, interconnected platforms. Process efficiency, automation, cost, regtech savings, direct retail participation, secondary markets for tokenized securities, issuance on the ledger of fungible token-based regulated securities, integration of regulated settlement coins, MiCA stable coins, CBDCs, and the possibility of regulated fractionalization of tokenized securities. Further items on the agenda include the European Union, retail season capital market accessibility, regulatory certainty momentum, building on crypto industry insights, and a genuine issue with CBDCs. And this is a quote piece about the reasons the European stock markets can't compete with the American ones. Tokenizing stock markets is the central topic here. Larry Fink from BlackRock has informed us of this. It's been on our minds for a while. We are presently at the final stage. This is also where our own opinions on the digital transformation of currency, as expressed in white papers, Ripple's at the latest, and CBDC, come into play. The Ripple Effect Extraordinary Manner. Study of Axiology. Superhow is a Lithuanian private blockchain tech research lab that is collaborating with government agencies at the moment. Axiology, their creation, is a platform for tokenized securities trading and settlement based on the XRP ledger. On the Ripple Insights blog, both have been highlighted as partners. As shown on the Axiology website, partnerships with Ripple and the EU are evident. This spring, Superhow participated in the Tech Sprint on CBDC use case development at the BIS Innovation Hub London Centre. The sprint made use of API features from Project Rosalind. Yes, Project Rosalind was also connected to the Quant network using Overledger, in case you were wondering. Originality, thoroughness, and presentation quality were the deciding factors in Superhow's selection as one of the three teams. The Axiology project, which was headed by Dr. Marius, was presented. If I'm pronouncing the name correctly, it would be Grand. Yeah. Right. Most likely, I won't. Please keep that name in mind for the remainder of the film. I'm sure I'll be mumbling it, but the SVP of Research and Innovations will be mentioned. He was a member of the ECB's high-level task force for the digital euro, the head of the BIS Innovation Network, and a CBDC working group before he joined Superhow. Since he served for 9.5 years on the board of the Bank of Lithuania, this is all interconnected. As part of the EU's DLT pilot program, he also plans to build an infrastructure that complies with regulations. Here we see the connections to the CBDC story, the story of cross-border payments, and the story of tokenization of almost everything. And Ripple and the XRP ledger are at the center of it all. This is evident in the process of creating DLT-based infrastructure that complies with EU regulations. This is a major matter. Here at Ripple, we're ecstatic to be collaborating with Superhow and the Axiology Decentralized Securities project. This partnership will help us fulfill our promise to bring CBDCs into the mainstream by building an infrastructure that complies with EU regulations regarding decentralized ledger technology, DLT. According to the pilot regime, tokenized assets like CBDCs or stablecoins are required for the settlement of tokenized securities. Bonds and shares, among other securities, will be able to be issued and settled instantly. European banks will be able to issue a CBDC in the future, thanks to the substantial knowledge gained from this initiative. On the outside, we have the EU, certified Ripple Superhow Orion, and here we have Superhow Senior Vice President of Research and Innovations. In addition to this, we now have an updated perspective on this based on the XRP ledger Axiology that has been selected by the ECB, the European Central Bank, for the digital euro experiment. Ripple, a pioneer in distributed ledger technology and the capital markets, has been chosen to take part in the second wave of the Eurosystem central money settlement experiment conducted by the ECB. This experiment will test the application of DLT to the settlements of debt securities, including bonds within both primary and secondary markets. It will involve major EU banks, one other DLT trading and settlement system operator, and the money axiology of central banks. Trade on 21X will be used as the testbed. Polygon, POC, and POS are being used by 21X, the other operator of the DLT trading and settlement system. Around 9 in 10 establishments are in agreement. It is estimated by analysts to be $16 trillion. With 88% of investors already at ease with the idea of using a digital currency equivalent, this is all about tokenizing globally illiquid assets by 2023. Then, more than 125 nations, or almost 95% of the global total, are investigating CBDCs. The $16 trillion opportunity remains the large anticipated amount that tokenization might impact, in my opinion, which is now at around 98%. Additionally, stakeholders are taking part in Wave 2 over here as well. The XRP ledger follows Axiology after 21XAG with Polygon. Additionally, this section covers the distributed ledger technology, DLT, architecture, including the XRP ledger, Hyperledger, and Basu prototype, and how it all functions. In addition to the distributed ledger, there are regulators, the EMT issuer, and the broker. On the other hand, the XRP ledger axiology is shown on the left. No problems whatsoever. Just why is DLT necessary? It is merely an additional database. No. There is openness, discovery of prices, process, settlement, elimination of risk, reduction of intermediaries, and a record of our progress. Next, I'd like to introduce you to the worldwide fintech revolution. Scrolling down to read about this would be a huge deal. Some major institutions are hosting it, such as the Saudi Central Bank, the Insurance Authority, Fintech Saudi, and the Capital Market Authority. Here is the roster. Just to refresh your memory, these are the speakers: the Saudi Central Bank, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Capital Market Authority, the Insurance Authority, and the list goes on and on. Other speakers include securities, commodities, major central banks, and many more. Feel free to peruse the full list if you're interested. There are more than 300 speakers. More than 300 brands. We have almost 350 investors. 20,000 people also visited. The list, as I mentioned before, is endless. The co-founder and current CEO of Axiology is speaking at this event, making it one of the most important ones happening. Fireside Talk, Financial Technologies, Fintech, Future, and panel discussion on how tech innovation has altered capital markets were all on the agenda. We are considering implementing AI tokenization on the blockchain at this stage, which has the potential to utterly transform the financial markets. Tokenized securities are examined here. Seeing my video is an honor. Thank you for watching my channel and for subscribing. I will see you later.